In this video, I will show you how to connect a soundbar to your Sony Bravia TV using a HDMI cable just like this one over here. Now, in case you do not know how a HDMI cable actually looks like, this is basically how it looks like from end to end. And connecting any soundbar to the TV is usually best when you use a HDMI cable because it produces the best sound quality when connecting both devices. Before we proceed, over here I have a Sony Bravia Google TV, but it doesn't matter the type or model of Sony Bravia TV you have, whether it's the Sony Bravia Android TV or the old Sony Bravia TV. By the end of this video, you should be able to connect any soundbar to your Sony TV using a HDMI cable. Now, first things first, you want to go ahead and connect one end of your HDMI cable to the HDMI port on your soundbar. So just go over to the back of your soundbar and look for the port that is labeled HDMI out or just HDMI, and make sure you connect one end of your HDMI cable to that port on your soundbar. For the next step, you want to head over to the back of your Sony Bravia TV and then go ahead and connect the other end of your HDMI cable to the HDMI port on your Sony Bravia TV. If your TV actually has more than one HDMI port, then go ahead and connect it to any of the HDMI ports on the TV. Preferable, make sure you connect it to the HDMI port that is labeled HDMI and ARC or HDMI and eARC. Now, this particular HDMI port in most Sony Smart TVs actually produces the best sound quality, so make sure you connect it to the port that is labeled HDMI ARC or HDMI and eARC. Except your TV does not have this particular port, you can go ahead and connect it to any other HDMI port on the TV. Now, finally, for this connection to work, you have to make sure that your Sony Bravia TV and your soundbar are both on HDMI mode. So basically, you want to make sure that if your soundbar has many modes like Bluetooth, optical cable mode, HDMI mode, you want to make sure that it is actually set to HDMI mode. In some soundbar, this is labeled as ARC or ARC, and in some soundbars, this mode is actually just called HDMI. So go ahead and get your soundbar remote and change the mode of your soundbar from whatever it is to HDMI mode or ARC mode, depending on what it is labeled on your type of soundbar. So in my case, it is actually labeled ARC, which is ARC, and as you can see over here, it is now set to ARC mode. Now, once this is done, the sound from your Sony Bravia TV should automatically start coming from your soundbar. But if it still does not work out for you, basically what you want to do is to go ahead and make sure that both your Sony Bravia TV is on HDMI mode and the ARC or eARC feature on the TV is actually turned on. So basically, from the home of the TV, you just want to scroll over to the settings at the top right corner of the TV over here. Now, from the settings of the TV, come over to the display and sound settings over here. From the display and sound settings, you want to scroll down until you get to audio output over here. Go ahead and select that, and then you just want to scroll down until you get to the eARC mode, which you can see over here. Now, make sure that the eARC feature is actually turned on or set to auto on your TV. So once this is turned on, you also want to come over to the top where you have the speaker, and then make sure that you set this to audio system instead of the TV speakers. This actually makes the audio of the TV to start coming out from the soundbar. And if you have done all of this, the sound from your Sony Bravia TV will start coming out from your soundbar over here. If this tutorial worked out for you, please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more interesting tech tips like this one.